holiday season is coming up. We just had Thanksgiving. Now Christmas is coming up, and everybody being their funks is single parents trying to make it happen for their kids on the holidays, and people that have lost their loved ones and so forth. They're going through it, because certain loved ones is not here anymore. And we just got to keep each other lifted during this holiday season. But I want to say to keep each other lifted. But today on this live, I want to talk about how I lost my confidence when I found out I was going blind. Now, I don't know. I'm going to just go from the beginning. If you just have started following me, I was married when I found out I was going blind. And he didn't know, what my blindness was going to look like. That's why I always try to tell y'all blindness is a spectrum. I didn't know what my blindness was going to look like either. At that time, I was already legally blind and didn't even know it. So I've always been a confident person. I've always been a very dominant person. I've always was the type of person is to not mess with, if you know what I mean. So I started losing my confidence because I started letting it get into my head to where, dang, I'm not going to be able to do certain things. And I was told I had to stop driving. And I was always the person that was driving. And at that time, I had just got me a new little SUV. And I was driving and I was told I couldn't drive no more. And I still was driving and wasn't supposed to because at that particular time, my night blindness was bad, but it wasn't that bad. And my peripheral already had started to close in. It wasn't as severe, the peripheral closing in, as it is now. So I was still driving. I wasn't supposed to be driving no more, but who wants to be told that they can't drive anymore and you've been driving your whole life and you know taking your kids to school, taking your kids to activities, going to work, driving and making your own groceries and just going wherever you want to go. I'll be laying in the bed at night. If I decide I wanted to go do something, I would go do it, right? So I had started, I didn't even realize it, going into a funk, I guess losing myself. Long story short, he ended up cheating on me. He already had begun to cheat on me throughout the marriage. So, um, and then, we end up getting a divorce. He ended up going his way. I end up going my way. And I end up going to being introduced to the Division of Blind Services. And I met a whole bunch of people, counselors. And so I had met this one particular counselor. His name was Fernando. And it was crazy because Fernando told me that his father had retinitis pigmentosa as well. And that how his father didn't want to use the mobility cane as well. And he even told me a particular story about how his father had went to a Christmas party and his father ended up knocking a lot of stuff down on the table because he didn't see it. So they end up leaving because his dad was embarrassed and all that, right? So the most important thing Fernando has ever told me about my blindness was to never say I can't do anything or never be like, dang, I can't do that because I'm blind. Don't, he told me, don't ever let my blindness set limitations for me. So during that time, I really didn't understand that. Yes, I was listening to him when he said that, but I didn't understand it at that time. So remind you, I'm newly finding out that I'm going blind, And me and my husband, we're no more. We're divorced now. So it's just me and my kids, and they was like teenagers at that time. What? Yeah, they was teenagers at that time. Well, maybe preteens at that time. Maybe one was grown, one was preteen, and one was a teenager. So I'm trying to figure out this new life. I can't drive. I got teenagers that want to go here and there. I'm single now, which I was glad that I was single because I wasn't happy in the marriage that I was in. So I was dating, and so let's start with the dating and losing the confidence with dating. And you have this new disability that you didn't even know you had, right? So I start finding myself, because remind you, I still could see a little bit at that time. I had tunnel vision, and I had tunnel vision, and I had 20/20 vision at that time. So let me give you a visual. Say at that time, and I gotta be specific on here, at that time of this story that I'm talking about, imagine that you are looking through a toilet paper roll, okay? And you can see very crystal clear through the toilet paper roll, but you can't see anything on the outside of the toilet paper roll. That was me at that particular time. So I'm dating, right? And so I start losing my confidence as for thinking nobody wouldn't want to talk to me because I'm visually impaired at the time. Who gonna want to talk to me? They trying to get me to use this mobility cane, this cane. I don't want to use it. That was my mentality. That's how I was thinking at the time. Um, you know, I already was in this marriage, and my husband was cheating on me. Like, who gonna want me now? I got this disability. That was my mind frame. So I've always been a confident woman. I always had, just like you that's watching me, who y'all want to talk to and who you wouldn't talk to, and no, that's not my type, and all that there. Well, during this midst of time that I'm talking about now, I started to lose myself. So when it came to dating, I wasn't dating guys that I normally would date. I'm not gonna say that I was lowering my standards. What I feel, I was lowering my standards to what I normally wouldn't talk to. Thinking, oh yeah, they're gonna accept me, they're gonna accept me, you know. But boy was I wrong. Boy was I wrong. People are just people. And the biggest lesson I learned from that was for me to always talk to the person that I'm attracted to first, the person that has that's sensitive and that's caring, that's very important to me. A person that has understanding, that is very important to me, because at the end of the day, none of us are perfect. No, you may not be going blind. No, you may not have a disability. But you may have something about you that the next person might not find attractive. You may be overweight. And the person that you're trying to talk to, they don't want to talk to nobody that's overweight. You may have lost your hair. You may be bald now. Maybe the person that you're talking to don't want to talk to a person that's bald headed. Or maybe you have a whole bunch of tattoos. And maybe the person that you're talking to and that you were desiring at that time don't want to talk to nobody that have tattoos. Or maybe you just have a suck ass personality and they don't like your personality. Or maybe you have a great job and you have all this money and you have a nice house, you have a nice car, but you have a badass attitude. Maybe they don't want to talk to you because your attitude sucks. So, with all that being said, it's maybe my blindness that had me feeling a certain type of way at that time, at that particular time, not no more. My point of saying that and saying all those things is that We all have something. And like I said, it might not be a disability that the wrong person that you are trying to talk to, now let that sink in. The wrong person may not find attractive about you, but the right person is going to love that bald head. The right person is going to love all that meat on your bones. The right person is going to love you with that disability. See, it took me a while to get to where I am now. So that's why when I come on the internet, I always tell the good, the bad, and the ugly. I don't leave the bad out because I don't never want nobody to be like me and finding out, oh, I have this disability and my life is over. Nobody's gonna want me. Oh, I'm not gonna be able to have a career. That's the wrong mindset to have. So that um what Fernando had told me that day was, don't ever let my blindness make me think that I can't do anything. Never let my blindness think make me feel like I'm not good enough. I'm just now realizing that this year, through all the things that I've been dealing with, fighting to get my transportation back, and I got it back. Fighting to find out different ways and techniques. Because y'all think that it's easy for me doing social media. It's not. I just make it look easy. Fighting to keep my social media going. Just fighting within everyday life. Like today was one of those days. Sam is about to be out of dog food. I didn't have a ride to go get Sam dog food. So they have this little guy that I've been talking to off and on ever since I had a divorce. And I think he's more attracted to my physical aspect than my just, me. So we just talk off and on. So I had reached out to him to see if he could bring me to go get Sam some dog food. And I just thought to myself, I was like, girl, he not trustworthy. You can't trust him. You gonna be sitting here waiting on this boy to come pick you up, and Sam gonna be without food. We can't do Sam like that. So I was like, dang, do I have um enough on my card to be able to go see if one of these apps can deliver his food? So y'all know it's hard for me to maneuver apps. Even though, like I said, it may look easy to you guys, like it's easy for me, within my life, but it's not. I just do what I have to do and do it gracefully with a smile on my face. So I'm trying to see if I can find an app to get this boy some food because we can't have Sam hungry. I end up finding one. It was high as AF to get the food delivered, but that was something that I had to do because the guy that I've been dealing with off and on, he's not trustworthy. So it's situations like that can, if you are a person with a disability, that will set you back in that funk of a mindset, but you can't allow it to. So let me tell you another thing how I had lost my confidence. And this may seem kind of shallow to you, and it may, but we just being real here, right? And I'm gonna tell the real. So y'all know I'm not a spring chicken. I don't know why people think that I come on here and try to portray like I'm young. I don't. Um, I was like, dang, I'm getting older. I got this disability, I can't see, I got this dog, and people look at me differently. Is anybody gonna ever wanna talk to me, date me, or anything like that? Now, don't get me wrong, y'all. A lot of guys try to talk to me, you know, and so say be trying to date me, but their intentions don't be pure or real. Now, let me tell you why I say that. And this is why the confidence is very important. Okay. They have a lot of people that try to talk to me that are in relationships and that are married, and they lie about it, thinking that they can finesse and I won't know that they are married or dating. And to me, that's just weird because you're putting me in a bad situation. Because most females, they're going to want to fight and then ask questions later. And then half of the time they still fault you, the female, and they don't check their man. So, I have to do a lot of digging. And this is where the confidence come in, because if you don't have confidence and you lack confidence, you start to settle, right? So settling for me is, oh, I think I can't get better, so I'm gonna talk to this man that's with somebody, or I'm gonna talk to this man that's married. I don't do that. That's the biggest no no to me, because I've had that done to me when I was married. I had a lady talking to my husband while we were still married, and I don't know if she know. I never asked her nothing because my beef was not with her. But this is where confidence coming in. If you lack confidence, you start settling and you start allow y'all hear Sam snoring, and you start allowing things to happen that you wouldn't normally allow to happen. And let me tell you another thing where confidence come in. It's just not in a dating scene. It's okay. Let me tell y'all a story. Y'all know I love to go to the gym, right? That's my thing. That's my safe haven. That's what keeps me sane. So one day, Sam have different names for the machines that we go to. So I'm telling Sam to go to the specific machine. So I'm not gonna say the name of the place where we go, but they have a row where all the machines are in line. So and then it's the side, the walkway where people walk in. So he guided me to the machine that I wanted to go to. I'm like, good boy. That's what I'm telling him. I give him a treat. I said, good to find. So then I taught him to come around to get out the way. So while I'm standing in front of the machine, I'm telling him to go around and to get out the way so people can walk. So as I'm doing that, y'all know I have no peripheral. So I'm turning like this telling him, and as I'm doing that, and I tell him to sit, stay, and to lay, and I turn back around, why this lady sitting on the machine that I was supposed to go use? It took everything out of me not to go the off. So Sam's sitting and he lands. So now I got my hand on my hip. And what I want to say is on the tip of my tongue. And it wasn't going to be nice. So I'm looking at her. She looking at me. I'm looking at her. She looking at me. So I do this. She got earbuds in the ear. So I'm like, you know what? I put my hands like this. I say, don't even worry about it. But then as I had Sam do his motion all over again to get up, turn around, and guide me to the next chair, I get into the next machine. I started thinking it could have been the devil, because I was hot. When I tell y'all I was 45 hot. Because I'm saying, and I'm talking to myself while I'm working out, and she behind me. I'm saying, I know this. I know she knew I was supposed to get on this machine. I said, so I was saying to myself, and I'm talking to myself loud. I'm like, you know what? She don't know who she messing with. Because I know she know that I was supposed to get on this machine. So my whole thing is, if I would have lacked confidence, I wouldn't have said nothing. No, I didn't say it right then and there, because me, I have a temper. So I had to walk away and say what I had to say away from her. Because if she would have said something to me, we both would have been going to jail. We both would have went because and it wouldn't have been worth it. But my whole thing is don't play with me. So that's what the lack in confidence is. You can't let nobody try to bully you or bulldozer you because you have a disability. Because it's crazy. People go try you. So that's where having confidence it comes in, and having a voice comes in. Don't ever let nobody think they go. I was supposed to say HOE you, because of your disability, but you have to speak up for yourself. So I'm gonna tell y'all again what Fernando told me when I first got hooked up with the VR system, the rehab system. They come in and they teach you how to be self-sufficient within your home. They teach you how to have O&M training skills. That's what the white mobility cane that y'all see that blind and visually impaired people do have. They have classes where you can learn Braille. They have all type of classes. They come in, right? The biggest thing Fernando told me is, and I'm going to tell y'all again because I want this to stick in y'all head. Don't ever let your blindness make you feel like you can't do nothing. Because you could do anything you put your mind to. You just gonna have to do it a different way. Even if you can't do it, try and try again. And that's what I do. It's a lot of things that I have done that y'all don't even know that I've done. I done been to school for a lot of things. That one of them was cosmetology. And when I was going to cosmetology school, the cosmetology instructor was like, "Do you think that you could do this?" She was like, "You know, we have scissors and we have sharp things. Are you sure?" So I was like, "Do you honestly think that I will be trying to absorb all this information that I have to absorb and learn all this stuff and go through all these classes if I thought I couldn't?" So then that's when I broke down my eye condition to her, and I had to let her know that even though I have no peripheral, my central vision at the time, it was A1. It was better than hers. So as long as if I was looking at it, I could do it. Just like braids and all that. I could do it with the proper lighting at that time. Now, to this day, I still be trying to do stuff. And as I'm talking to y'all right now, I have these things that be in my vision that's called flashers and floaters. The flashers, I'm having them now as I'm talking to y'all. They look like, y'all know the little sparkly things that they have on 4th of July, the little sparklers that be flashing out different type of colors. That's what I'm seeing now. Those come in and out whenever they want to come out. And everything's go blurry. So even though to y'all, it looks like everything is okay, it don't be okay. So y'all remember, we're walking in confidence now. So I'm gonna tell y'all another story. Y'all remember when I had went to my friends? I go support all my friends. If they ask me, I'm coming. If I can find a ride, I'm getting them. So I have a lady friend. She's blind as well, and she lives in the city that I live. And she had a snow cone sale. They was raising money. So I had went live when I had went there. I didn't have Sam with me because my ride that came pick me up let me know at the last minute that they really didn't want a dog in their car. And y'all know me, I don't like using my cane. So I left my cane. So I'm at the her stand where she had it at, and I did go live, so some of y'all might have had seen it. And so I went live. So after a while, somebody else, my daughter came to pick me up, and she brought Sam. We stayed a little while, then we left. So a couple of days after her sale, she called me and she was like, "Girl, let me tell you." And she was like, "My family and my friends was like, dang, I thought Melissa was blind." And she was like, "Yes, yes, she's gradually going blind." And they was like, "Well, she just was walking around here like she could see and this and that." And so I was like, me and her both started laughing because I was like, they don't know about the anxieties that I was having on in the inside, all the panic attacks that I'm having on in the inside while I'm walking, hoping and praying I don't run into something, hoping and praying I don't knock somebody's snow cone over, hoping and praying I don't fall flat on my face and scar my knees up and my elbows because I've done that a whole bunch of times. So I walk in confidence, even though I be having anxieties on the inside. I still walk with my head held high, even though I can barely see. I walk in confidence, and it throws everybody off because I look on the outside like I was so confident at the time, and I was confident because at the I got to the point to where, like, Lord, if I'm gonna bump into something, I'm gonna bump into something. If I'm gonna fall, baby, I'm gonna get back up, dust myself off, and I'm gonna keep on going. So you gotta be confident, even though sometimes you will have certain situations to where you might break down and cry. I done did that before, and I done heard them, wiped them away, and I pulled myself back up together, and it was okay. You have those moments. You gonna have those moments. So I believe in coming on my platform and being authentic and being true to show you all that my life is not perfect, and I have many, many moments. And at the beginning of my vision loss, and a lot of times I'm just getting to where I'm understanding. I'm I hear my daughter. I'm just getting to where I feel confident again. I'm just getting back to where is you listening to me, girl? Oh, I'm just getting back to where I feel my back to myself, but a better self, if that makes any sense. So I just want you to know, everybody that's watching this, that you gonna be okay. But you have to find your confidence. And if you have a disability, or if you don't have a disability and you want to talk to somebody and they don't want to talk to you, that means they not for you. Somebody is going to come around that's going to love you for you. Remember that. And if you don't have a disability and you have certain situations where you feel like you can't do nothing, keep trying. You got this is what I do. I take a deep breath, I relax. If I'm having a panic attack or if I didn't had a crying spell, I remove myself from the situation for a little while, then I go back to it. Give yourself time. And also, if you are somebody that's newly blind, give yourself time to heal. Give yourself time to grieve. We're not in a race and we're not in a competition with nobody. Somebody may be able to embrace their blindness faster than you. That don't mean something is wrong with you. Everybody is different. And then another thing I had to realize, y'all, walking in confidence. I had started slouching and I didn't realize it because I don't have the vision that my sight no more. So I be trying to strain to try to use the little sight that I do have. So if y'all ever see me with bad posture, that's why. I'm trying to use the little sight that I do have. I still be trying, y'all. So thanks to everybody that did join this live. If you don't mind, please go ahead and share. If you are not subscribed to all my social media platforms, my Instagram is Melissa Jackson. The E in the Melissa is a 3. If you are not following me on Facebook, it is Melissa Jackson. If you don't follow me on TikTok, it is your favorite blind auntie. And I also have a YouTube channel where I've been going and I've been telling my stories at Melissa Jackson 1513. Before I leave, let me tell y'all another little quick story. So this morning I'm doing, checking my, oh, excuse me, y'all, that wasn't ladylike. Checking my messages. And if he watching, hey boo, hey Steve, I'm supposed to tell all your business. So I'm checking my messages on Facebook, checking my DMs. So this little dude, hey, good morning. I'm like, hey. He was like, oh, what's up? I was like, it's cold. It's cold outside. He was like, well, turn the heat on. I like the cold, LOL. So then he was like, let me ask you a question. Are you really blind? So I was like, LOL. Do you really think I would be playing about something like that? I was like, you really need to go, like, really look at my social media. My daughter. So I was like, why do people really be thinking they gonna jump in my DMs and I'm just sitting up there gonna be like, I'm not. Baby, my life is real. The things that I go through is real. And I come on here telling my story in hopes that I can help somebody else that is newly diagnosed or somebody that's just grieving and having a hard time accepting that they are blind or they are, transitioning to become blind. But I want to say, keep walking in confidence. You're going to have little stumbles in the road, just like everybody do in life. In the words of Fernando Haney, she's so silly. Don't ever think you can't do anything because of your blindness. Try and try again. This is your favorite blind auntie, honey. And thank y'all. Girl, you so silly.